All right, you gonna start?
Yeah, if you can ask me to say camion and then you can touch them and I'll say pourquoi. True story. Go, go, go. Ask me to say camion.
Say camion.
Camion.
I'm so confused. Okay, we said.
Welcome to Brussels.
Okay. Shut up.
Go ahead.
Okay, we're gonna sing for you. Okay, ready? First I was afraid, I was petrified, thinking I could never live without you by my side. And so I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong. I learned how to play along, and now you're back from outer space. I just walked in and find you here with that sad look upon your face. If I should have changed, I should have lied, I should have made you change to me. I don't know for a second you'd be back to bother me. Oh, now go, walk out the door, just turn around now. You're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to break me in your head? Think I'd crumble, think I'd lay down and die. All right, I'll live survive.
Thank you very much, Suzanne.
I thought it remained extremely faithful to the original, because I even thought at first that it was the same directors who made it, but no. What kind of elements and techniques did you use to ensure that you kept the same spirit of the first one?
Well, I think the spirit of the first one is Becky, like her attitude and she's just a character, you know. And so, you know, the first film was more handheld. We did go handheld more towards the end in specific scenes, but regardless of how we moved the camera, as long as Lulu was in front of it, you know, you're going to stay faithful to the first one in some regards, because she's so magnetic and no one else can play this role. Like, it doesn't matter who's directing it. If there's no Lulu, there's no Becky, you know, so.
She's also someone who is, despite her very young age, has also already some experience with horror. Like, she was in Ouija, Origin of Evil, in the TV series Haunting of Hill House. Did she contribute something to the horror elements of this story?
I mean, she contributes to everything. She's like the craziest person ever, in the best way. Like,
Okay,
she's in blood. Like, we shot this movie in 18 days. In the middle of New Jersey, and she's covered in dried blood for half the movie. And whenever we'd say we need more of this, she'd be like, okay. I mean, she just comes from this world, right? Like this, she understands more blood is always better. So that means at her own sacrifice of sitting in dried blood, it's horrible, you guys. Like, it's an awful experience, and she'd just be sitting there like, okay, more blood is great, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you said it. Lulu is the brand, like she is Becky. I'd add that, you know, we wanted to, how do you make a sequel feel like its own thing, but also stay true to the material that, you know, Carrie and John brought to life in the first one? I think we found ways to do that while also trying to evolve Becky as a character from a 13-year-old girl to a 16-year-old girl, and evolve the camera movements from more handheld to smoother, kind of sleeker feel throughout, to kind of evolve the cinematography in ways stylistically that were like smoother and sleeker, to go with her character, who is smoother and much more kind of calculated in this movie. She's going to them, they're not coming to her, you know, those kinds of things. So we really just tried with our camera to embody that. There's also just a rhythm to this film that we wanted to establish that I think we had a lot of help from our editor, Stephen Boyer, who really got our vision for the pacing and everything, and how we wanted it to move. And I think all of those things helped kind of make it a movie that can stand on its own 2 feet, whilst also being true to the original material.
Can we maybe stick to the character herself? When it comes to the psychology, if you compare the Becky with the first movie and now, here we can actually say that she became like a psychopath. Is that like an evolution that we can see through the 2 movies, or was it more like, okay, in this movie we'll just reinvent her? How was it for you to make that evolution?
Well, I think we needed to find the humanity in Becky. So we needed that first act of the film to really meet Elena and get to know like who she is now, having had things calm down. And the hope is that you find some of that humanity in Becky, and you see how she's coped with her trauma over a couple years. So that then, when an attack does come, you get to kind of unleash the Wrath of Becky. And you get to lean into kind of those psychopathic tendencies that make it fun, whilst also trying to maintain that she's human, and she's not a bad person. Like, she has a soul, and she has a heart. And there's moments that hopefully come through in this film where you see a beat of that, and then she kind of goes back into her wrath and loses herself. But yeah, I think hopefully we walk a little bit of that line.